Kip and Molly continue down the rough roads towards the Sourwoods. Kip is still anxious to see what the Sourwoods contain, despite the old witch lady's warnings. In the beginning, the landscape was unchanging, but as they traveled farther into the hollow, dread started to consume them, including Galileo, who became reluctant to go. Kip continues to question Molly of their surroundings and their future destinations.
Have you noticed how quiet it's got?
And what of it?
There's no birds, no insects, just the woods. Like the whole forest is waiting for us.
They pushed through the silence and came upon a deep river cut like a scar through the valley. They soon spot a large parcel of land right in the middle of the water. This island was flat and covered with trees, an island of woods.
That's the place. We made it.
I suppose I do like the idea of living on an island. Reminds me of home.
There was one way to cross onto the island, and that way was an ancient-looking bridge that might collapse at the slightest touch. Galileo was skeptical about the bridge, but Molly forced the poor horse across the bridge. The heart of the island was cleared and had miniature hills surrounded by dark trees. The wind sweeping across the grassy mounds created an effect that reminded Kip of a rolling ocean. The Windsor's mansion was at the far end of the lawn. The house had looked vacant for several years and seemed to be swallowed by the landscape. Weeds engulfed the base, ivy clung to the walls and windows, and the roof was sagged and covered in black moss. But the strangest of all was the tree. The tree had bad news written all on it, and made you feel a chill when you stood in the shadow of the tree. The tree and the house looked almost as one.
It's almost a part of the house.
Maybe they'll let us tie a swing to it, or build a fort.
The fort was a bad idea for Kip, and he shrugged his sister's arm off and landed onto the ground with his good leg. He retrieved his crutch that his father had carved from a fallen wick elm. His father named it Courage, saying that all good tools deserve a good name. He ignored that it was getting a little small for him and hobbled to the back of the cart and lowered the gate. Inside was a beaten wooden trunk that held everything they owned. Ratty clothes.
I still didn't see why we had come all the way here. We could have just stayed in town.
You'd prefer the orphanage?
No, 'cause I'm no orphan.
Of course you're not an orphan, but they'd have to put us somewhere until Ma and Da came around to fetch us.
Kip's anger swelled, but he chose to swallow it. He had already wished for the 100th time that his parents were here and that he wasn't taking a job in an old run-down house in the middle of some creepy forest.
Look here, I got a present for you. Do you know what this is?
A button.
Not just any button. It's a special wishing button. Watch close. Dear button, I wish that right now my brother would give me a kiss on my cheek.
Kip, nearly 11, knew he was a bit too old for kisses and make-believe. He knew from experience that she would carry on until he gave in.
Did you get that button? All I'm asking in the whole wide world is one teensy wee bitty little...
He leaned over and gave the smallest peck he could manage.
It worked. Did you see that? It really worked.
You should have picked a better wish.
Perhaps. I'm giving this button to you, but only if you promise to make really great wishes. And also, you must promise not to cry or grouse or lose hope. I need you to be brave. I do not care either way, but it's important for Galileo. He's a bit of a scaredy. You think you can do that for me?
But maybe Gal's got reason to be scared. Horses got good sense.
Not this horse. He hardly knows his own name.
Molly put her hand on Kip's shoulder, and together they turned to the Windsor house, which towered over them. A breeze came, and the giant tree groaned against the siding. Kip peered at something behind the branch inside the house.
Did you see that?
There was a movement behind one of the second-story windows. It had caught Kip's eye. There was a heavy curtain swinging back and forth gently behind the glass, as if someone had been hiding behind it. As if someone had been watching.